have to really support the three of us today, because all of us have actually lost our voice completely. So we are just surviving on Krishna's mercy. And we need your full participation and seva to the holy name.
Oh He Hare कलयुग में भगवान को अवतरित हुए, राधा और कृष्णा दोनों के भाव में श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु गौर निकाय के और उन्होंने कलयुग में सबसे जरूरी चीज है हरिनाम संकीर्तन। जब आप भगवान का नाम लेते हैं तो भगवान खुद अपने नाम में प्रकट हो जाते हैं। राधा कृष्ण
is all about Vrindavan Dham. It's all about Radha Rani. It's all about Damodar Leela that happened on Diwali day, along with other Leelas, Govardhan Leela, Go Puja, so Gopashtami, so many beautiful, beautiful divine pastimes with very deep, significant meaning when you do a deep dive into it. So, we took you to Vrindavan Dham to soften our heart like butter, to prepare our ears and our heart to absorb some beautiful Krishna Katha on this auspicious day. So now we invite Vishnu Priyeshwar Prabhu to give us some beautiful nectarian Krishna Katha. Let us absorb it from our heart and soul. And then later we will have one bhajan from Kuku Didi and then Damodar Ashtakam, and then we'll all have dinner prasad together. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yeah, I know. Please, beautiful.
आप दोनों एकदम सेंटर में आ रहे हो।
I'm fine. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Sorry, वो टीवी नहीं चल रहा था उधर पे, so I had to move here. I'm just gonna set up sound.
छोटी वाली
Connected.
इसको
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
हमारा माइक हमारा माइक जन सेवा के लिए है। कल भी 2 जना गया माइक।
कल भी गया था। हाँ अच्छा
अंतर आता है।
Hare Krishna. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Program is not a program, and this there is a small little issue. Krishna tests us to see how stress-free we are. You know, if you're not if you're always stress conscious, then you can't be Krishna conscious. Let's pray. Get me some. मेरा water का उधर पड़ा है behind the table. Om Ajnanitimidandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttarpad Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagan Raghunatham Vikantam Sajivam Savahitam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagan Lalita Shri Vishakam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapte Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shivanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Ancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita
गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमः श्लोके भक्तिर्भक्तिनैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, I'm going to ask you a question. How many of you have come here to a program like this for the first time? Raise your hands. First time. Your first time? Your first time? First time? Okay. So, the people who are here for the first time, do you know why you're here? No idea. Okay. Who called you?
She got me here.
Ashish, you. Okay. So that's your...
She's my friend.
She's your friend. Okay. So, how many of you actually are here because your friend actually forced you to come here? Where is Ashish Prabhu? आपने किस किस को फोर्स करा? अभी जो फोर्स करा अभी आया नहीं है। बहुत अच्छा फोर्स है आपका। Okay. So, there are few people who are here because they had no choice. I'm not gonna say who. नहीं, I'm not gonna say who. रोहन ऋषि को भी कोई चॉइस नहीं है। श्रुति हरे कृष्णा में जा चुकी है। हाँ, तो आज चॉइस था आपके पास।
श्रुति का वकील भी आ गया। श्रुति का वकील भी आ गया।
वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस।
श्रुति जो है, ये मैं इसकी मम्मी और हम बचपन में एक साथ खेलते हैं।
और
मैं कजन हूँ।
वाओ, गजब इन्फ्लुएंस है। तो बड़ा ऊपर से इन्फ्लुएंस लेके आए हैं। वेरी नाइस।
एक ही घर में।
वेरी गुड। Welcome. Thank you. So, today we will talk about. अच्छा, अभी ये क्लास हो रही है. You guys, did you know that the class? How many of you knew that there will be a class here? Raise your hands. You still here? बहुत बड़ा जिगर है आप लोग. So, what will happen after the class? Anybody? What do you think? Not you. What do you think will happen after this class? What will happen? What are you going to do? Deep Daan. How many of you don't know what Deep Daan is? Raise your hands. All right. Okay. So we will do Deep Daan, and those of you that you've been pulled in this one, there will be some rituals that we will be following. Yeah, there are some rituals. How many of you know what? Can anyone tell me? Where's the other mic? Can I have? Do you have another wireless mic?
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you guys. What do you mean? How many of you want to give me something? How many of you know what is ritual? Ritual. Tell me what is ritual. What is the meaning of ritual? Tell me. There's nothing wrong. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want to know what is. I want to know what do you guys think of rituals. Thank you, beta. One moment. What do you mean by rituals? Anyone? Culture that we follow. Yes.
Cultural rules.
Cultural rules. I love that. Very nice. Who else? रीति रिवाज. Yes. What are रीति रिवाज? क्या होता क्या? कहाँ से आया वो रीति रिवाज?
From our ancestors.
हाँ, ancestors करते थे है ना? तो हम लोगों ने भी सोचा हम लोग भी करते हैं. That's called rituals है ना? I'll tell you a story. A lot of you must have heard it. Please forgive me because this story is a very potent story and it needs to be repeated. There was this lady who was getting married, whose daughter was getting married. So she had a black cat. तो कैट क्या बहुत परेशान कर रही थी शादी से फेरे के समय. Anybody doesn't understand Hindi? Raise your hands. Who doesn't understand Hindi? You have to understand Hindi. Anyone else who does not understand Hindi? All everyone's okay? Okay. So this lady, daughter was getting married, and this cat was running around here and there. So उसने क्या करा? She took a tokri, a basket, put it upside down on top of the cat, so that the cat cannot go anywhere. शादी बहुत अच्छे से हो गई, everything went really smooth. They lived happily ever after, as if there is something like that. So it happened. Then this girl who got married had a daughter, and she was getting married. So this daughter actually told everyone, "Hey, go and find a black cat." They found a black cat. She put the black cat. She put a basket, put it upside down, and marriage happened. Hare Krishna. Marriage happened. Everything went very, very smooth. And this girl, when she had a daughter, she started doing the same thing. And then somebody asked her, "Why do you need a cat?" She goes, "I don't know. My mother had a cat. My grandmother had a cat. And I think it's an auspicious sign. So we have a cat." So it became a Riti Rivaj. But is it a right Riti Rivaj? No. So why do we actually get stuck into this Riti Rivaj? We will discuss it today. Who is looking after the kids?
Prabhu will look after them. Prabhu, you want one?
Suman, Prabhu को ना vlog दे दो.
Thank you. So what we will do is, I'm going to play a video, and I don't know whether the sound will come. How many of you know about conformity? What is conformity? Anybody is familiar with the term conformity? Okay, so I'm going to play this video. You'll be very familiar with this term called conformity. Let's see.
Experiment to see if this woman would stand up at the sound of this tone, simply because everyone else is. You might be thinking you'd never go along with this, or would you?
What happened?
Conformed.
Too much conformity.
To answer that question, we set up a hidden camera experiment to see if this woman would stand up at the sound of this tone, simply because everyone else is. You might be thinking you'd never go along with this, or would you? After just 3 beats, and without knowing why she's doing it, this woman is now conforming perfectly to the group. But what happens if we take the group away?
Elaine, please.
Okay, now she's alone. The crowd is gone, and nobody is watching her, except our hidden cameras. What do you think she'll do? She's now conforming to the rules of the group without them even being there. Now, watch what happens when we introduce another outsider who doesn't know the rules.
Have a seat, and they'll be out in just a couple minutes. Thanks so much.
Think she'll teach the new guy what to do? We kept the cameras rolling as more unsuspecting patients arrived. And slowly but surely, what began as a random rule from this woman has now become the social norm for everyone in this waiting room. Here to explain what's going on in their brains is Jonah Berger of the University of Pennsylvania.
This sort of internalized form of herd behavior is part of what we call social learning. Starting at a very early age, when we see members of our group perform a task, our brains literally reward us for following in their footsteps.
When I saw everybody stand up, I felt like I needed to join them. Otherwise, I'm like excluded. Once I decided to go with it, then I felt much more comfortable.
Conformity is how we become socialized, but it can also cause us to develop bad habits or repeat past wrongs.
And it's why even this rebel, who wasn't standing for any of this nonsense, eventually joined the ranks. And the only thing more shocking than seeing how easily conformity affects the way you act is that similar forces are subconsciously shaping the way you think right now.
So, now we know what conformity is, yeah? I'm going to ask you a question. Is conformity good? Is it good to be Is it good to be conformist? It's in better. Okay. Do you think conformity is bad? Let's ask that question. It's a different question. So how many of, okay, let me make it easier. How many of you think conformity is good? Raise your hands. Okay. How many of you think conformity is bad? How many of you think that I don't want to answer it because that doesn't make sense?
I think it's time, place,
Prabhu, I missed the video. I missed a lot of it.
So the third one resonated with most people. Alright, so that is true because conformity is not always bad. Conformity can be good. However, so we know that we definitely conform. How many of you understand and accept that we conform with people around us? How many of us think that we don't conform with other people? Is there anyone? You don't conform, which is good. You don't conform? Not all.
But I raised my hand first time also. Like
Okay.
I conform also.
And sometimes you don't, yeah?
different degrees.
You were saying something?
It depends.
Okay, he doesn't conform and he conforms sometimes. Okay.
The
The thing is, when you think about it, conformity is neither good nor bad. It is a social construct that we are stuck into. That's it. We have to either follow it or not follow it. We have actually no option. So, and we know that we definitely get conformed by people around us. So that is why in our shastras, in our scriptures, we talk about one special thing, which is when we are actually with other people. Sangat. You know what Sangat means? Sangat is association. Association brings conformity. So if you are associating with the like-minded people, if you are associating with God-conscious people, you will become God-conscious. If you want to be a millionaire, you start hanging around with millionaires. You will become millionaires. There's nothing, you can't, it'll be easier. I mean, you have to have your karma enough to be a millionaire, but if you hang around with a millionaire, you become a millionaire. If you hang around with a spiritualist, you will become a spiritualist. If you hang around with a mob, you become a mob. If you hang around with the person who is always complaining, you will start complaining. And we've noticed this. You know, there are people in our lives, as soon as you see them, you start complaining about yourself, about everything else. And they bring that out from you. You know, look, trust me, everyone has that one person in your life. Nah? You look at them, you sit with them, you start complaining automatically. And everywhere else, like, no, I don't want to complain, I don't want to complain. With this person, ooh, it's like a, you know, shahad in your ears. So, Now rituals are similar. Rituals are like something we want to we usually conform with. I'm wearing an Indian attire. You guys knew that it's a spiritual program. You are you're dressing up. What is this? This is what? It's a conformity. Because we don't want to stand out. You know? I mean, some of us do. Some of us do want to stand out. Pritesh is amazing example. He doesn't care whether he stands out or doesn't. But most of the time we don't want to be, we want to be center of attention, but we don't want to stand out of the crowd. Yeah, and that's why we conform. That's why a lot of the rituals that we follow since we were little, because being Indians, we've been exposed to all of these things. So we actually have no idea why do we do this. Now, what I want to do is, I want to actually talk about the importance of rituals with understanding. The rituals are rituals when there is no spirit in it, they are rituals. As soon as you put your spirit into it, it becomes spiritual. Now I'm going to ask you a question, and I think a lot of you guys were there in my last class. The same example I'm using is what is important? Banana is important or banana's peel is important? Please raise your hand. How many of you think banana is more important than banana peel? Raise your hands. Yeah. How many of you think that banana peel is more important than banana? Raise your hands. And raise your hands if you don't want to raise your hands. Alright. Because I'm not getting 50-50, so...
Both are important.
Yeah. Actually, alright. So people who said banana is more important. No, actually, let's talk about why people are saying that. No? So, people at the back, Siddharth Prabhu, you think banana is important, no?
Yeah,
why is banana more important than peel?
Because banana is really what we are after. Peel is just a package.
Yeah, you chuck it away, no?
Yeah.
Very good. So, how many of you think peel is important? And tell me why the peel is important.
Because it protects the banana.
It protects the banana, otherwise banana won't be there. Okay? So that means banana and banana peel is more important. So, do you buy banana? Yeah. So next time you buy banana, 50% of the banana I'll take, you keep the peel. Okay, how about let's make it a little bit more understanding. What is more important, a bottle or a bottle of water? So how many of you think bottle is more important? How many of you think water inside the bottle is important? Water? If water is important, bottle is not important.
Bottle is important because otherwise how are you going to be having the water?
Yes, very nice. If you don't have a bottle, then how are you going to protect the water? How are you going to carry the water? But if bottle is important, then what I should do is I should go to Coles and say, you know what, I bought this bottle from yesterday and one of the spiritual teacher told me the bottle is important as well. So here's the bottle back, give me $2. Why? No, $2 because it's important. 10 cents is not important at all. So if I'm buying for $4, I need $2 back because it is equally important. So why don't I get $2 back for that empty bottle? Why?
It's not important without the water.
Huh?
It's not important
Very
without
nice.
the water.
Without the water, the bottle has no value. Bottle, yes.
Prabhu, is it, I'm just taking a guess.
Yes.
So, someone who is spiritual, like, so two human beings, we are both the same, but someone's spiritual and the other one's not.
Yeah, that's correct.
What makes them closer to God?
Is the essence of being spiritual. Essence of bring the spirit in it. So the bottle is important only if there is water in it. And the water is what? Essence. Hamare jo rituals hai na, if I'm standing in front of Krishna and I'm showing Diya and thinking, oh my goodness, yaar ye kab mortgage kam hoga yaar, ek investment property already aisi padi hai, dusri mein I don't know, मेरी wife भी मेरी बात नहीं मान रही है, उसको एक और property चाहिए. What do I do? If I'm doing like this, do I have a spirit in it? It's just empty bottle. It makes sense, na? Now it's when I'm doing the diya, I have nothing inside it, then I'm just rotating the diya, it's like an empty bottle. Unless you have feelings inside that act, it becomes useless like an empty water bottle, only 10 cents. So I'm not saying Krishna is that merchant who takes recycled bottles. What I'm trying to say is, we need to understand that rituals are only important when we put spirit in it. Any rituals which doesn't have spirit, either is andhvishwas. You know what andhvishwas is? What do you call that in English? Superstition. It's a superstition, like a cat. You know, there was superstition, and or it is just an empty act to show people conformity. You know? If people decide not to conform, aren't they conforming with the non-conformists who are conforming not to conform? Very, very interesting. Now, rituals need to be the expression of love. Now, agar, for example, mera beta hai, if I tell my son, I've got a 7-year-old son, every time I come from office, I'm wearing, so I have a laptop in my one hand, I have my lunchbox in the other hand. I've got laptop and lunchbox in the other hand, and I'm wearing suit, and my son will grab my tie, pull me down and grab my neck, and he'll hang on to me. You know? And then he said, Papa, walk, walk, walk. And then I have to walk like this all the way to the living area, you know. And all of this act for him is a ritual that he does every single day. But I love it. Why? Why do I love that act? Because it is an expression of love. Similarly, for example, if I tell my son, okay, please come, please, can you please guys come forward? Suman Krishna Prabhu, मैं नीचे बैठूंगा. Please come forward, Mataji. आप लोग भी आओ ना, because we need people are gonna come and sit at the back. So. You okay? Okay, I'm starting again. Don't. I'm starting. No, he just needs the mobile phone, not me. I'm just trying to make myself important. Okay, so by the way, we want to welcome Suman Krishna Prabhu and Gopivinda Mataji. These are my Shiksha Gurus. They are the one who used to teach when I used to sit over there. So they are here and I need to really acknowledge them, because otherwise I can't talk anymore in front of these guys. So, rituals should be expression of love, है ना? अगर मेरे बेटे को मैं बोलता हूँ, बेटा मेरा कल बर्थडे है, नहीं है मेरा बर्थडे by the way, just in case अगर आप लोग बर्थडे गिफ्ट लाने की सोच रहे हो, नहीं है, मेरे बेटे को बोलो नहीं, मेरे को I want you to make me a birthday card, वो कहता नहीं पापा मेरी इच्छा नहीं है, उसको बोलूँगा चुपचाप बैठ यहाँ पर अभी, वरना I'll take away everything that you have, all the toys will be locked, just write a card for me. He looks at me like this, he starts writing his card. Happy birthday, Papa. I love you. ऐसे करके दे देगा मुझे. Do you think I'll be happy? Why not?
No love in that.
Why there was no love in it? He says I love you, Papa.
He was forced.
Because it's forced. है ना? जबरदस्ती करवा रहे हैं. Similarly, when we go to Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, Chatur Vidha Bhajante Mam, there are 4 kind of people who goes to Krishna. Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu and Jnani. The first kind of people who go to Krishna is people who are extremely frustrated with life. बीवी बात नहीं मानती है, बच्चे जब से पैदा हुए तब से ही गालियाँ देते हैं, ठीक है? Friends जो है वो इतने तरक्की कर चुके हैं कि मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता मैं क्या करूँ अपनी लाइफ के साथ, ठीक है? और spiritual life में मेरा मन ही नहीं लगता है, ठीक है? तो मैं बहुत परेशान हूँ लाइफ से. These kind of people who go to Krishna and say, Krishna, please help me. I'm just alone. I'm just really sad and angry and upset about my life. So इसको कहते हैं आर्तो. Second kind of people who go to Krishna is Artharthi, people who want money. Dhanam dehi, putram dehi, sukh sampati ghare aave, kashte mite tanika. That kind of people. They go to Krishna and say, Krishna, don't use your brain. I've got more brain than you. You just use your power because you got more power than me. I've got more brain, so you listen to me. My planning is I want $2 million. Don't worry about it. Ki main usko, if I get it, I'm gonna be spoiled and die or whatever. Don't worry about it. Don't use your brain. Just use your power and give me $2 million because I know more than you. So they are called Arthati. They want to go to Krishna for money. You know, I want Maserati. ये जो क्या बोलते हैं टेस्ला वेस्ला तो पुरानी हो गई मज़राटी से नीचे नहीं अर्थार्थी जिज्ञा एंड ज्ञानी people who are ज्ञानी मतलब seeking knowledge they are only satisfied there. You will find some people who are only satisfied by knowledge, and you can pick out those people, you know, when they are talking intellectually, they are sitting there listening to the classes like this. You can pick out those people. And the fourth one is Jigyasu, which is inquisitive, people who wants to know everything. And we had a leadership program, and we were discussing how to become a great leader. And the first thing you need to be is you need to be very inquisitive. You need to be curious about things. Not किसी से हम पूछते हैं ना how are you, वो उधर उसके मुंह से क्या निकल रहा है हमें पता ही नहीं है, हमें ये सुनाई दे रहा है क्योंकि हमने पूछा how are you, they are telling us how are they, but we are not listening to it because we are not interested, we are not curious. So हम लोगों को सिखाया जा रहा है कि need to be curious. When you ask how are you, just listen, be curious. What do you like, and why do you like it? So Jigyasu जो लोग आते हैं, they are very inquisitive. They have these questions, and I'm going to ask you some of those questions, and you can tell me whether you have those questions as well. Do you have a question like this? Why does bad things happen to good people? Raise your hand if you have this question ever in your life. Why does bad things happen to good people? Yeah, I am a good person. Why doesn't my wife listen to me? I'm a very good person. I mean, my wife does listen to me, by the way. Sometimes.
She's not here, so it's okay.
50% of the times. 40 maybe, but not less than that. You know? अभी जब तक रिकॉर्डिंग में हिंदी में है तब तक मैं 5 पे भी आ जाऊंगा चलेगा, इंग्लिश में नहीं बोल सकता मैं. So, हाँ तो and there is another question. आप मेरा अलग क्वेश्चन होता था, why does good thing happens to bad people? ऐसा आता है किसी क्वेश्चन, why does good things happen to bad people? यार ये बंदा कितना कमीना है, वो नहीं ऊपर ही चढ़ा जा रहा, ऊपर ही चढ़ा जा रहा, कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं लाइफ में, जहाँ डालता था वो सोना बन जाता है ना? Why is it happening? So, and there are questions like, what have I done to deserve it? There was what was the name of this guy? You will probably remember. This guy who won many Wimbledons and stuff, and then when he was in his early 30s, he had cancer and he died because of that cancer. And somebody went and asked him that why did you, don't you question God? Why is it happening to you? You know what he says? I can't remember his name. If you remember, let me know. He said, look, there are millions of people who want to play tennis. And probably around 5% of people can get to play tennis in their lifetimes. Usme se bhi only out of those 5%, only 1% out of that 5, जो भी जितने भी 5 million लोग हैं, उसमें से 5% they can actually get to play competitive games. उसमें से भी 2% ऐसे होते हैं, they can get to play on a level which is recognized internationally. उसमें से भी only 0.03% लोग हैं, they can actually play Wimbledon or any, you know, Australian Open and, you know, French Open tennis and all those sort of things. And उसमें से भी 0.0001% होते हैं, they win these games. And I was one of those. So when I won those games, I never asked, why me? Then when I got this cancer, why should I ask, why me? It's incredible. Now this kind of stuff when we hear, and you think like, oh, incredible, this is incredible because it's a practical example. But हमारा scriptures, they are full of these practical examples. Full of practical examples. How many of you know about Parikshit Maharaj? Raise your hands. How many of you don't know about Parikshit Maharaj? Raise your hands. Okay. Parikshit Maharaj was a son of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu, and grandson of Arjuna. And what happened is, and he was an extremely powerful and pious king. And then one day, something happened and he got cursed to die for 7 days. You know, how many of us, we will be able to handle that situation? You know, this guy is a similar situation. He was in his 30s, cancer, and they said you got only probably a year or so to live. Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days to live. Instead of trying to find a jadi booty to cure himself or, you know, find some things, he accepted that and he went and sat on the banks of Ganges and heard Srimad Bhagavatam and went back home, back to Godhead. He never complained even for a second that, oh God, I never did. I am a grandson of Arjun. You know, Pandav is an epitome of Dharma. I am his grandson. I've never done anything wrong. Why me? He just realized this is what God wants from me. I'm going to make the best use of this bad bargain. Now, how many of us in this right now, we think our life is like something which is a bad bargain in any aspect of our life? Like, for example, financially, relationship-wise, mentally, career-wise, you know, all of those things. When we understand this, and we, instead of asking question, why me? If we start asking a different question, we might live a different life. The way this guy who died and became an icon, and like Parikshit Maharaj, he died and became an icon, we will be able to do it. And rituals, when we do rituals, they are expressions of love. So when we go to Krishna, there are 4 people goes to Krishna. Who do we want to be when we go in front of Krishna? And there's a 5th one who is like, you know, who's a bhakta, who is really in love with Krishna, and he wants to go and do whatever he is doing out of love for Krishna. And some of you might say, oh, you know, I don't have a relationship with Krishna. Why? And how do I love him? And the answer is, the only way to love someone is to get to know them. You know, it's very hard to love people when you don't know them. Knowing means we have different kinds of indriyas to knowledge acquiring senses, we call it Jnanendriya. So can anyone tell me what are the 5 Jnanendriya, the 5 knowledge acquiring senses? First is ears. Yes. So when we hear it, we gain some knowledge. Second, eyes. Yes. Nose. Yes. Third, skin, and tongue. So these are knowledge acquiring senses. So we can only love someone if we are able to understand, grab some knowledge about that person through one of these senses. So if we don't know, we can't see Krishna, we haven't heard about him, then there is no way we can love him. You know, I remember when I was growing up, Sholay movie they used to sell the whole movie on a cassette, like, you know, audio cassette. And we used to repeat the Gabbar Singh's dialogue on it, you know. And without watching that movie, we were in love with Dharmendra's character. I can't remember uska naam kya. Viru, you know, Viru's character. We were in love with Jay's character. All we did was, movie आई नहीं अभी, सिर्फ उसकी कैसेट रिलीज हुई है, and we were listening to it, and while listening, because of the knowledge that we acquired from this, we liked it and we started loving it. Similarly, when we want to love Krishna, we need to learn about Krishna. And how do we learn about Krishna? How can we learn about God? Associating and hearing about, you know. when you hear about them, when you see them, when you see that beautiful photo of Mother Yashoda tying Krishna, you automatically you have this Vatsalya Bhav, which is like, motherly affection towards him. And when you are actually doing that diya and not doing it out of because, everyone is looking at me, let me do it properly. Let me do it like this. Like this. And everybody is looking at you. Don't worry about who is looking at you. Only imagine Krishna is looking at you. And only that person is the most important person in the whole universe when you're doing a ritual. And as soon as you do that, that ritual becomes spiritual. Because God wants attention. If you don't give him attention, that means you're not showing love to him. I had a program yesterday and we were discussing, and this guy goes, I don't need to come to these programs because I already love Krishna. And I asked him, do you do anything for Krishna? He goes, what do you mean? Krishna doesn't need me to do anything. And I said, no, he doesn't need you to do anything. But do you do something for him? He goes, no, I don't, because he doesn't need anything. And I said, look, I don't need anything. I don't need my son to do anything for me. But when he does, like this, I was coughing and he got me water this morning. It was like, oh my goodness, who are you, man? What happened to you? And you love that feeling. He gives me water just because he saw me coughing. Now I asked him, so what do you do for Krishna? He goes, nothing. And I said, how do you know that you love him? He goes, because I do. And I said, your wife is here? And he goes, yes. He said, what do you do? Do you do anything for your wife? He goes, yeah. I help her out, I do this, I do this. I said, why? Don't do it. Tell her you love her and stop doing everything. He looked at me as if I asked him for his kidney or something, So I said, can you do it? He goes, no, but for her, she's a human being. I need to show her my love. I said, human being. She's a human being. And God is God being. He's a being as well. He's personal as well. If we treat him as a person, only then he can reciprocate with us. He's not a light somewhere. Like, some people say God is light. How can you have relationship with light? Oh, light, I love you. Hey, it's a flower. Where are you? Oh, that side is more light. Here you go. We can't do that. When we look at Krishna over there, we can actually say, pick up a flower and say, Krishna, that's for you. And we leave it next to him. We can do it because he's a person. So I told him, if you love your wife, you need to do something for her. If you love your son, you need to do something for him. If you love Krishna, you need to do something for him. He goes, no, I don't agree with it. And I said, it doesn't matter whether you agree with it or not. And I told him, and then I asked him to come for a program on a Friday, which we do every Friday. And he said, look, I can't commit. I would love to come, but I would not want to commit. And I said, have you ever told this to your boss? I would love to come, but I can't commit to come at 9 o'clock. What do you think will happen to you? I said, forget about your boss because you get salary. Tell this to your wife. I love you, but I don't want any commitment for you. What will happen? Out of the house. That's it. Rest of the life, live in garage. If you're lucky. So I told him, in order for us to be able to reciprocate with God, we need to treat him as a person. We need to use those expression of love. And how do we develop those expression of love? Know about him. And that's why every Friday in Elementa, we do Bhakti Raksha, and whoever is here for the first time and stuff, you're more than welcome to join us. Every Friday, 7 to 9, we have a program like this. We talk about Krishna, we talk about God, we talk about demystifying the myths about spirituality. All of those things. Somebody told me yesterday, before he came and sat with us, he was telling me that please don't give me Bhagavatam. Don't read Bhagavatam for me, because if you read Bhagavatam for me, a snake will come and bite me. I'm like, what? Because after Srimad Bhagavatam, Parishik Maharaj got bitten by a snake and he died after 7 days because he was cursed, to die in 7 days. So he goes, I don't want to listen to Bhagavatam because I'm going to die in by a snake bite. And these kind of stupid concepts that we have, we actually clarify those concepts in that classes, and a lot of you guys have been part of this anyway. At Puja Lakra Mataji's house, it happens every Friday. Mataji, can you raise your hand, please? It's her house. She has opened her house for the whole couple of years for us to go and do a program every Friday. So that's what we do. Now here what's going to happen is I'm going to, another probably 5 minutes. What happened is this month is called Kartik month, which is the most auspicious month because a lot of things happen in this month. Diwali, Bhai Dooj, a lot of different things happen, a lot of different Tyohar happens in this month. But the most important aspect of this month is because this Leela where Krishna was bound by her mother on a grinding mortar, that pastime is one of the most amazing pastime that I've heard. And there are a lot of different versions of this pastime, and Prabhu gave a very amazing class on Friday on this pastime. So I will give you a brief of what happened in the pastime, and when we start Deep Daan, you will get a piece of paper, and that paper will have a prayer, and that prayer will have a pastime as well. So what happened is Krishna, very brief pastime is this. Krishna was hungry, and he crawled, he came walking to his mother, and mother was churning the butter, and she's been doing it for last few days. Many pots of butter she made, and Krishna came and he said, I'm hungry. So she started feeding him, and suddenly she realized, oh my goodness, on the stove in the kitchen, I have put a pot of milk. It's gonna overflow. So she put like in the middle of feeding, she took Krishna, put him down, and ran towards the kitchen, and that made Krishna mad. Like, come on, man! I was like, you were singing, you humming. And I was looking at you, I was looking at your beautiful face, and I was drinking your milk, and it was so amazing, I was so peaceful. Suddenly, you did this and put me down and went there. What's wrong? What happened? And he got really angry. So he was like, that's how he was. He was like really angry. Little kid, you know, my son does the same thing when he gets angry. As if he's trying to show me that, you know, he's like a fire-breathing dragon or something. So Krishna started doing this, and then he thought, what am I going to do? He was so angry, he actually broke all the pots that mother made. Everything. And when he broke all the pot, you know, थोड़ी सी ठंडक मिली उनको. And then he realized, oh my goodness, ये मैंने क्या कर दिया? What did I do? You know, होता है ना कई बार तैश में आके you just do this, and then he goes, oh, what do I do now? So what happened? Krishna, and then as soon as he realized, oh my goodness, मैंने कुछ गड़बड़ कर दी है, he saw mother coming. Mother was coming, and she looked, oh my goodness, everything is broken. पहले उनको लगा somebody कुछ आ गया, बंदर आ गया, तोड़ दिया है. Then she saw Krishna. But you know, बच्चों की आंखों से पता चल जाता ना, they've done something. And then she realized, oh my God, इसने करा है. Her eyes went red. And she started walking to him really fast, and then he realized, oh my goodness, ab to main gaya. Then he turns around and starts running. He couldn't think of anything. He starts running, and Mother Yashoda on the way pick up a stick, like, you know, kaun si stick, just normal jo chhadi hoti na, simple si choti si ped ki टहनी. She started running behind him, and Krishna was running and running, really full of, like, imagine a person who is fear from that God. He is afraid of his mother. How amazing is that? The fear personified is fearful, and that is the beauty of this pastime. And he was actually fearful, and then Mother Yashoda somehow catches him, and then say, you know what? I'm going to tie you up in the sun all day. This is your punishment. There's nothing, like, you know, you will not listen to me. All the people around the whole village, they come and tell me you steal their butter, and I'm trying to make butter for you so that you don't steal, and now you break the pot, and, you know, I have to fix you up. And then Krishna actually thinks that, so Mother Yashoda goes, stand here, I'm going to get some ropes. So she gets the rope. And she went behind the motor, come back at the front and start to tie. And the rope was 2 finger short, like this much distance in between, 2 fingers. And then she goes, oh, this is too short. So she goes, stand here, I'm going to get more ropes. And all this time, all the gopis, they heard this conundrum. They all just stood around and said, what's going on? And they were telling Mother Yashoda, don't worry, it's okay, it's so little, let him go. And Mother Yashoda goes, shut up. You know, you every single day, all of you come and complain about this boy that he is so naughty, he breaks your pot and he does this, he steals your butter. Now I'm trying to punish him and you're saying, no, go everyone, go to your house and bring me the ropes. So she goes, so everybody goes to their houses to bring ropes. She goes inside to get some more rope. She tries more rope and she comes around again 2 finger short. Now, Yashoda Ma knew this boy is a little chamatkari, है ना? कुछ ना कुछ गड़बड़ करता है, कहीं ना कहीं से बच जाता है. He kills all these demons and stuff. कुछ ना कुछ है इसमें. Then she looks at me, अच्छा, you want to show magic to me? I'll show you magic. She gets all the ropes from the whole house and she starts tying them up and bringing back again 2 finger short. She gets so angry. She gets all the gopis, come on, tie it, bring the rope, make the rope longer. And everybody, imagine 50, 60, 100 gopis trying to tie knots on the rope, make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And then she goes, okay, go behind it, go behind the motor and bring it back. And they bring it back and again it's 2 finger short. And then she gives up. She starts crying and she goes, I'm so, Kana, please let me bind you. And then say, oh, Mama, okay. Then he picks up the ropes and she goes, Mama, ab bando. So then she ties him up and she could tie him. And she goes, Jarur kuch chamatkar. And then she goes, no. ऐसे ही करता है, हमेशा ऐसे करता है. He does something like this and we all, melt and we let him go. No, stand here for the whole day. And she leaves and tells everyone, nobody will free him. All the gopi listen, nobody will free him because he needs to be punished. So she leaves. So, and the pastime actually goes further where Krishna actually starts crawling with the whole motor and the motor gets stuck between 2 big Amararjun tree, and those trees fall down and there were 2 beautiful personality, Nal Kuvera and Manigriva comes out of it because they were cursed to become a tree for thousands of years. So they came out. So that's the pastime. There is one thing which is very critical in this whole pastime is 2 fingers. The हमारे आचार्य बताते हैं the significance of 2 fingers is one is your endeavor, our karma, हमें जो करना है, and the second is mercy. You cannot achieve anything just by your endeavors. क्योंकि हमारे कितने सारे लोग हैं ना, there are some motivational speakers, they say, you know what, you can do whatever you put your mind to. कहते हैं ना, बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं, do you think it's possible? Not everything. If you want a fish to climb a tree, do you think she will climb the tree? Doesn't matter कितनी मेहनत करो. It's not possible. So there is one thing which is your endeavor and the second thing is and God's mercy. So for example, एक किसान का example आता है हमारे शास्त्रों में. एक किसान बहुत मेहनत से खेत को जोतेगा and then he put the best quality seeds. Do you think he will get the crops? What will bring the crops? Rain. And can he control the rain? Nowadays people can, seeding or cloud seeding. Anyway, no, you can't control the rain. So controlling the rain is with God. So जब तक rain नहीं आएगी तब तक crop नहीं होगी. Opposite ले लो, कोई बोलेगा यार सब कुछ भगवान के हाथ में है तो चद्दर तान के सो जाता हूँ. Don't worry about खेत जोतना है. तो फसल होगी. कितनी भी अच्छी rain आ जाए, nothing will happen. And the reason is because you need both the things. You need your endeavors, you need your mercy and the mercy. And that is what Bhagwan Krishna कहते हैं in Bhagavad Gita. अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मा कर्ता अहम इति मन्यते. What was the first line? प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणे कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मा कर्ता अहम इति मन्यते. हमें क्या लगता है, हम लोग सोचते हैं सिर्फ मेरा एंडेवर है और कुछ नहीं, एवरीथिंग. तो भगवान कहते हैं प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि. प्रकृति जो है, नेचर है, नेचर इज डूइंग प्रकृति क्रियमाणानि गुणे कर्माणि सर्वशः. वो सारे काम कर रही है. कैसे करवा रही है? गुण और कर्म के हिसाब से. बट अहंकार विमूढ़ आत्मा, अहंकार मतलब प्राउड. हम जो है, विमूढ़ का मतलब होता है बेवकूफ. अहंकारी और बेवकूफ हमारे जैसे लोग कर्ता अहम इति मन्यते. हम सोचते हैं मैं कर रहा हूं. I am the doer and I am making all of this happen. Have you heard of that bhajan? मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है. करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है. तो
करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है. मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है.
So ये जो काम हो रहा है ना, ये भगवान की कृपा, लेकिन सिर्फ भगवान की कृपा से काम नहीं हो रहा है. हमारा एंडेवर भी लगता है. भगवान कहते हैं भैया तुम खेत नहीं जोतोगे, आप बीज नहीं डालोगे, तो मेरी कृपा में मत रहो. जब मैंने चैतन्य चरण प्रभु कहते हैं फर्स्ट टाइम आई क्लास के लिए तैयारी कर रहे थे, तो उन्होंने बोला, किसी को बोला मुझे यार बताओ कि कोई टिप है. बोले टिप ये है कि डिपेंड ऑन कृष्णा बट ओनली आफ्टर यू प्रिपेयर्ड योर क्लास. ऐसा नहीं कि वहां बैठ गए और डिपेंड ऑन कृष्णा. दैट्स नॉट हाउ इट वर्क्स. यू हैव टू डू योर वर्क. सो एक हम लोग अभी कल भी बात कर रहे थे. देयर इज अ श्लोक जो हम लोग स्कूल में पढ़ा करते थे, असतो मा सद्गमया. किसी को याद है श्लोक? कैन यू से इट प्रभु लाउड? यू नो? You remember it? You know exactly? Hang on, माता जी आप बोलो जोर से. माइक है क्या? माइक वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस. असतो मां सद्गमया. असत से सत्य की तरफ हमें लेके जाओ भगवान. तमसो मां ज्योतिर्गमय. तमस का मतलब होता है अंधकार. तमसो मां ज्योतिर्गमय. हमें अंधकार से रोशनी की तरफ ले जाओ. अंधकार से रोशनी का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो है हमें अज्ञानता से दूर करना है. हमारी जो ज्ञान है, हमारा जो ज्ञान है, हमारे अज्ञान के अंधकार को दूर करेगा. एंड व्हाई इज दैट इंपॉर्टेंट? उसके लिए एक स्टोरी है. And I know a lot of you would have heard it many times. Please forgive me, but that story is very relevant to people who are new here. There was this boy. His name was Raju, and he loved to eat kaju. तो क्या करता था? He used to, so उसको काजू बहुत अच्छे लगते थे. So he was playing one day. गांव में दादी अम्मा आई and she was saying, Raju, come here. Raju went running, and दादी माँ gave him some kaju. Said, here you go. Do you like kaju? He said, yes, I like kaju. उनको काजू दे दिया. Then he ate kaju and he went back and played. And next day again दादी माँ came. He said, Raju, come here. Do you like kaju? He said, yes, दादी माँ. And here you go. He ate kaju. And third day उसके दिमाग में चमका. बोले यार ये क्या है? ये दादी माँ रोज मुझे काजू क्यों दे रही है? So he goes next time. दादी माँ बुलाती, Raju, do you like kaju? वो जाता है, बोलता है दादी माँ first tell me, आप मुझे काजू क्यों दे रहे हो? आप क्यों नहीं खा रहे हो? बोलो यार बेटा मेरे ना दांत नहीं है. लॉजिक समझ में आ गया उसको. दांत नहीं, अच्छा मेरे को दे दो, मैं खा लेता हूँ. खा लिया. फिर वापस घर गया. नेक्स्ट डे वापस दादी अम्मा ने बोला, राजू डू यू लाइक काजू? फिर वो गया और उसको दिमाग में आया, बोले यार ये if she can't eat kaju, why is she buying kaju? तो दादी अम्मा काजू महंगे हैं इतने, आप के दांत नहीं, आप खरीदते क्यों? बोले बेटा मैं खरीदती नहीं हूँ, मेरा बेटा फॉरेन गया था तो वहां से वो चॉकलेट लेके आया था, उस चॉकलेट के अंदर थे ये काजू, तो चॉकलेट तो मैं चूस चूस के खा गई, ये काजू बच गया तो मैं खा नहीं पाती तो मैं तुम्हें देती. Then Raju turned around and ran back. He never came back again. So my question is, what changed for Raju a day before and now? What has changed? What has changed in Raju's head that made him not ask for that kaju again?
His inquisitiveness.
Knowledge, yes. The knowledge. As soon as he realized कि ये असल में काजू आ कहाँ से रहे हैं, then he अज्ञानता उसकी चली गई. हमारी भी लाइफ में बहुत सारे दादी माँ हैं जो हमें काजू खिला रहे हैं, है ना. सबसे बड़ा काजू तो हमें ये दे रखा है कि इंस्टाग्राम में whatever you see is right. ये बहुत बड़ा काजू है हमारे पास, है ना. Another kaju is, you buy bigger cars and you become happy. Another kaju, it's a kaju. It's a swollen and sucked and mushed around kaju जो हम लोगों को दिया जाता है ना, खुशी खुशी खा लेते हैं. So the reason why we do these classes so that we don't have that ajnanata that Raju had before he asked those right questions. Where is Pritesh now? Pritesh is the one who asks the right question. He always asks right question. And because he asked right question, he gets that answer, and now he's way ahead of the game because अज्ञानता से दूर है वो. And that is the reason of why we do these programs, so that we can तमसो माँ ज्योतिर्गमय. तमस का मतलब सिर्फ अंधकार. किस चीज का अंधकार? अज्ञानता का अंधकार. अज्ञानता के अंधकार से हम उजाले की तरफ जाएंगे. किसके? ज्ञान के उजाले की तरफ. And that is the reason why we do these classes. So please, 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 अगर आप लोग किसी भक्ति वृक्षा से connected नहीं हो तो I will request you, do not waste your time. Every week, get association like this. Get rid of all these mythical things that we have in our head about spirituality. Ask those questions, get those answers. And another thing is, once we actually get into this, we will actually reduce the burden of the society by selfless service. जैसे हम लोग यहाँ पर हैं, like अपने सिद्धार्थ प्रभु, सुनीता माता जी is here, है ना? This is 100% selfless service. Don't get anything apart from the bliss. When I say anything, no material thing. And Harsh Prabhu as well. And it's all spiritual. So why we do this is because we are reducing the burden on the society. That means whatever we are taking from the society, we want to give them more back. Suman Krishna Prabhu and Gopinanda Mataji has done this for us. They have given us more than what they have taken. You know, actually they haven't taken anything from us. They've given and given and given. And this is called selfless service, where you are actually in the society, you actually are more beneficial for the society, because what you take from the society, you give millions of times back. And that is the effort that we all trying to do. So please, if you want, please stay connected with us. And once you do this, you will be truly happy and be content. And in the final, we'll just watch this video about gratitude. I want to show gratitude to Ashish Prabhu and the family, and all of you who are here to support him. Thank you very much for coming, and let's see the 3 principles of gratitude.
I want to just offer to you 3 essential principles of gratitude. Being mindful and grateful. The first one being recognizing all the wonderful things that have been done to us. Believe me, we are in such a rush most of the time. We're not even thoughtful and mindful to recognize the incredible gifts that have been showered upon us. How many of you had loving parents? Most all of us. How many of us feel that we've been receiving so much affection from our parents? How many of you have loving spouses? You might want to or may not want to raise your hands. That is completely up to you. It's your choice, ladies and gentlemen, whether you want to raise your hands for this. How many of you had wonderful teachers? How many of you had some amazing friends? Right? How many of you come in contact with some wonderful spiritual personalities? Right? And how many of us feel that our life is a collective sum total of the so many wonderful things that have been done to us by so many in our lives? Show of hands, please. All of us, isn't it? So many of us have been recipients and received so much from our families, from our friends, from our teachers, from saints. I'll tell you something, to be very honest, what the world needs today is transformed individuals. We have a lot of affluence, we have a lot of influence, we have a lot of information. We are in an age which is laden with information. You know, what we truly need is transformed individuals who can utilize what we have for constructive causes in the world, who can truly bring light to the world, who can truly bring hope to the world. There's enough information. What we would need is transformation. And what better a way but to have a spiritual culture to bring that transformation to individuals. And in fact, I don't want to say it, but I must. But spirituality happens to be one of those major ways to bring transformation. I see so many people following different parts of spirituality, and change and transform to not just be a part of competition, but be a part of contribution. Along with competition, they're also looking at contribution. Youth is the hope for the world. Youngsters, young men and ladies are the ones who can change the shape of planet Earth, who can change the way the world functions, bringing in incredible hope and light to the world.
Thank you very much for being here. Sincere gratitude from me and all the people who are here who are organizing this program. Thank you to Ashish Prabhu, Mataji, thank you very much. It's such an incredible, you open your home and your heart for us, and we are eternally grateful for this service. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, that you came, and Sunita Mataji, Siddharth Prabhu, I know how busy you guys are. Thank you so much for accommodating us, and
thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody has any questions, any comments, anything anybody wants to share before we do the Damodar Aarti?
We have some newbies here who have no idea.
Yes.
They might have some questions. And is it Kanswat?
Sorry?
Kanswat?
Kanswat? No, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea, Mataji, but maybe we don't know.
Okay. But yes, we do have some newbies.
So if you have any questions, either you can ask now in front of everyone so that everyone can get benefited, or if you want, you can ask me later on while we having prasadam, whatever works. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope you guys get something out of it. I certainly do. Every time I do some of these stuff, something shifts in me, and this is all gratitude to the people who have, got me to do this forcefully. I was forced by Prabhu to start doing the classes, and I still remember my first day, so I'm very grateful. And I can actually somehow, if I can influence any shape or form, it is the mercy of Guru Gauranga and these guides that we have, mentors that I have. So thank you. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Let's do Damodar Aarti.